Welcome to the third episode of the Skidoo Lounge. I'm your host, Gorilla. With me today is a good friend of mine. He's also the owner and operator of a newly founded cultivation company, Savage Brand Cultivation. Look him up, pretty good guy. Name's Tim Brewer. Grew up with the guy. Many years gone since the last time we hung out, but we had reconnected the last few years, and it's been nice to get you on early, man. What's
I
up?
appreciate you. I appreciate you having me. I've been bugging you, which I hear a lot of people are most definitely. So keep it
Now it
coming.
is,
But
yeah. It's starting to grow.
yeah, oh yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, no, I can tell. But yeah, no, I'm excited to be here. Yeah, I mean, we all through school, and then yeah, you went off to the army. I went off to Montana. Two completely separate fucking ways, that's for sure. But we found each other again,
Yeah,
back in the same, well, not in the same exact spot, but pretty fucking
yeah, pretty
close.
close. Yeah, it
Pretty
wasn't
close.
not too far.
Yeah, not too far
So I'll
away.
leave it up to you, man, because I mean, like most people aren't going to know this off the top, without doing any kind of research. But you have an audio company named Abo Audio, and then now with the Savage Brand Cultivations, you're kind of dabbling in it all. And most people probably will. I mean, most people should know this if they pay attention to any kind of the description. But Skidoo is sponsored by Abo Audio. They are the company that are the
Yeah, I think it
audio.
shows up on there.
It's the audio brand that is pushing the Skidoo Lounge, so that was pretty dope, especially not having any money to give
I should have
to.
got first. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
I mean,
So you
I
got it for you. You
kind of
snooze, you
did, man.
lose.
Well,
You're
my
right.
thing is, it's like
I didn't fill the calendar.
I,
I know.
I
I
have
know
I
how
have to
these
say
things
that
work.
though. I will admit that being a part of the earlier creations with Albo Audio has helped get this all on its foot. Whether it's the being able to talk on the mic or having that personality to get on the mic or even have the not
You took it
audacity
to a
but
whole new level, though, getting people with other countries.
well,
So that's what though
but that
you.
came from
I
Peculiar
seen your
Parts.
list. I mean, yeah,
Once you
yeah,
said
fair
we were
enough. But
getting views from other countries and then I put that together with the Discord, bro, I was like, nah, man. That's when the wheels all started turning, was with your initiative in the podcasting realm, which we'll get to all that. But being able to think outside, like, wow, we really can reach people from, this far, that far, whatever. I mean, our first guest on Skidoo was the Lieutenant Colonel. Well, he's Lieutenant Colonel now. He was a major when I met him. So he's Lieutenant Colonel now in the Canadian Army. I mean, that was, it
I'd
was,
love to go to
it
Canada.
was kind of like it had to happen like that in a sense. Not only was the Skidoo Lounge founded with the Discord, but when I brought it to you at the writing table and you were like, fuck yeah, let's do it. I was like, hell yeah, it has to happen at this point. And him being the leader of the Discord, you being the leader of Albo Audio, just kind of makes sense to get you guys in here and in the early spits of it all. But like I was saying, I'll leave it up to you if you want to start with the Savage or if you want to start with the Albo. We can go with either or.
Well, we're
And
already on the elbow, so yeah, let's rock and roll a little bit in that.
let's,
I feel like the elbow, not trying to be funny neither, but I feel like the elbow would be a little bit shorter, in my opinion, too, though. Like, I mean, there's
debatable.
much more to, I mean, yeah, fair enough. There's much more to tie, but yeah, that's exactly what you said. Depends on which way
So,
you take it.
all right then, man. Well, whatever. I mean, what is Albo Audio? Like, what is Albo? Where'd you
Albo
get the name?
Albo Audio was started a while ago and failed many times. And I named it Albo because it's my dog, Allie and Bobo. So I named it Albo Audio. That's it. There ain't nothing too special to it. To me, it's special.
Now,
But
did you create it to be a writer, or did you create it to be an actual
I
audio
wanted to do
producer?
podcast. I didn't even want to do, like, there wasn't even really no idea of doing anybody else's shit or anything like that, recording anything else. It was just I wanted to do a podcast. I wanted to do, and it never even was a thought of being multiple of them. It was, I wanted to do a podcast about national parks. It was when I was working with the national parks, Yellowstone, and I actually wasn't even at Yellowstone. We was where by the Grand Tetons, and we were sitting there camping. I was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and that's really when I thought about it. And ever since then, it never left my head. I was like, man, I want to do a podcast about national parks, but I don't want to do the lame ass auto tune, fucking monotone, one person reading a book about, that's cool. Like, I personally, I like it
Yeah.
about information, but like, I wanted to do something that was different than that. So it all started with trying to record a couple of them by myself. I couldn't ever get it in a good format. I tried to do one with my little brother, he was kind of, which a lot of people will laugh when they hear this, but me and you actually just had a conversation about this not that long ago. A lot of people are nervous on the mic, and he just wasn't like, he's like, dude, this just ain't for me. So then he ended up testing a lot of shit. If it wasn't for him testing shit with me and everything, I would have never ended up even learning how to do the audio. So I at least thank him for that, even though we didn't even get it going. And then I moved back to Ohio, and it was really the main person that had like pushed me for it was Marcus Casey, and he does the casual music. He does the studio. That's when he was doing the shit out of his house. He didn't even have that much shit when it was an idea. And then about another year went by, and I was still writing them. I showed all you guys them. I had like 4 or 5 of the Peculiar Parts wrote before I even tried to
Right.
record
Real quick,
one.
I just want to hop in real quick
Yeah.
with a side question because you had brought up the casual music. So when he was pushing you to do album audio, and that's why I was
No,
asking,
he was not even. That's what I was about to say real quick. Not even that. He was just like, he was
you
into
should do the
audio
podcast.
himself, and he's like, yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Like, people are scared to do it. Like, fuck that shit. Don't care what people think. Do a fucking podcast. Let's do it. Like,
So so basically when the whole, like the whole not being able to stay on schedule and schedule conflictions and all that stuff led to you not being able to do as much with casual music. Is that where Albo Audio came from? Like you had already had Albo in your
yeah, oh
mind,
yeah,
but then
most
once
definitely.
that happened, it was like fuck it, I gotta do like this
Yeah,
has to happen for me to proceed further with
yeah, most
podcasting.
definitely. And yeah, and me and Marcus, like me and Marcus never really missed a beat with it. Even at that point, like even when I separated, all he did was really try to help me and show me how to do my own shit. Like he was over there telling me what shit he would get and how he would set it up and whatever. He was always helpful with it. But yeah, it got to the point where schedules was conflicting. He had people that was paying what I guess I
Decent
would
money.
say full price, yeah,
Yeah.
normal price. And because we've known each other for so long, he was giving me a deal. I felt bad taking that deal. He obviously wasn't going to say no to it. So we worked out just one day. And then it came to the Sundays. And then Sunday became a bad day for me because I was doing maintenance full
Mm-hmm.
time and I was on call. So it kind of just fell off, and everybody didn't see like eye to eye on times and ideas and all that shit. And honestly, I mean, that was because we had 4 or 5 people try to jump into it right off the bat. Harville instantly left out. I had Brandon Jewett wanting to do a couple ideas with it, maybe like sports and different things in other sections, and then Marcus, and then Brett. And then I think, actually, not even being funny, I think you was the last one to come in. And look now.
Well, I wanted to make sure my idea was going to be fully written out before I just brought it to the table. And it's, I mean, to be
Well, I
honest,
mean, just like all together, like Brett, that's good. Just for anybody that don't know, neither. Like I've posted it on the social medias and shit, but like that's why that we got those last episodes deleted, and now it's Marcus has got his studio running, and I'm happy as fuck for him, full time over there in Blue Ash, fucking yada yada. And Brett is busier than fucking ever, and he can't really ever make it out here. So ever since we got those last couple episodes banned, we ain't got real. I got 4 or 5 more recorded all the way back through to where we were, or wrote all the way back
right?
to where we was at. We just got to pretty much pull the trigger and decide if we want to record them, just 2 of us, 3 of us, what we want to do. Maybe bring in a whole nother person that wasn't even a part of it before. I don't really know which route it's going to go, but that's what is currently being
Is it
worked
in the
on in
works?
my
Yeah,
mind.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what I was about
So
to
it is
say.
in the
That's,
works, ladies and gentlemen.
oh, they're already wrote. Yeah, they're
Be
already
on the
wrote.
lookout for some new peculiar parts. So, like you said, you went through a couple. Obviously you took on the Skidoo Lounge. You also do Faded Thoughts, and you're also thinking about bringing back Peculiar as which was the flagship. What was your main? I mean, besides working at the park, besides kind of having a green thumb, which we'll get into that as well. What really led you to feel that Peculiar Park should be the flagship of Albo Audio that pushes you to be an actual podcaster?
Because when I was it, I don't even see, it wasn't even really like I wouldn't even, it wasn't like I wanted to push it towards anything. It was just that when I was working in the national parks, weird fucking shit. It was just weird, bro. Everyone that you went to, weird shit was happening. It was just weird, dude. Like
Right.
there's no other way to.
Unexplained.
And for 3, 4, 5 years of doing this shit, every time I went to a new one, I just put my hands in the air and I'm like, huh. And nobody talked about that. Like I didn't hear about that anywhere. Like nobody didn't. Oh yeah, 73 people went missing here last year.
Right.
Huh? Wow.
And you didn't hear
Never
anything?
fucking nobody. Oh yeah, that's crazy. Like And then after I went so long, I started seeing like weird shit like the silos and shit I talk about in the Yellowstone episode. And it really, I was just like, man, how the fuck can I tell you? I told all my buddies about it and shit, and that was it. But I wanted to talk. I wanted to talk more about it. Like, that's flat the fuck out. Like, that's literally it. Like, it was never really thought of too much further.
I feel that. That's understandable.
Like, I actually went back and forth. I was just gonna do one, but then I was like, man, that ain't gonna do no good. So that's why over the years I had thought about the idea, the best way to do it, and over the years, actually, only about 3 to 4 months before it was dropped, I came up with the idea to do it first national park to last national park. That wasn't even an idea. Like, that wasn't even an idea when it was first rolling and shit. Like, I didn't even really. I was
That's just
still
a
thinking
solid
of how
idea.
I do it. Yeah, that's what. Like, I was most viewed, most visited, most researched. Like, there was hundreds of different ones. I even thought about doing them in like presidential order, like when there was fucking, like which president's done all these, which would kind of still be in the timeline order
Did
and
you ever think
shit.
about
But
going
that's
like coast to coast or?
yeah, oh yeah, dude. I thought about go coast to coast. I even thought about like after this. That's why I never put no tag on anything else, because I always really think about taking it to national parks and places outside of the United States. I guess I don't really know if they call them national parks. If you don't, you're fucking weird.
Well,
But
over
no, I'm
here,
just
from
playing.
our perspective, they're probably historical sites.
Mm,
But over there, they're probably national parks.
yeah, like whatever they call it. Yeah, that's there's places in
Because I mean,
other.
if you think about it, some of our national parks are literally like
But it come yeah, right. Oh
they're
yeah.
literally just covers for
Mm-hmm,
mass
mm-hmm. But people don't
terrible shit
talk
that has
about it
happened.
enough, whether good or bad. That's what I was getting at.
Ah, okay.
Good or bad, whatever. But fuck, I just don't feel like national parks are talked about enough. Like, I remember when I was young and I was out in Montana, like, motherfuckers would come out there and visit that shit by the fucking thousands and thousands, and you slowly see that shit dwindle away. And don't get me wrong, I like video games just as much as motherfucker. I love them, but I feel like it's more of like a media type world now than it was then. So like, that's it. I just feel like me and you's even had conversations about like drones and 3D shit that'll take you out to national parks and all that shit. Like, I'm sure
Well,
shit
yeah,
like
because
crazy
that
shit like
was
that will
when,
come up
when that
one
was
day.
my one. Just to bring that into context for people, one day we were having a discussion, which turned
We
into a
were
debate,
real high.
which turned into a debate that Tim said that the one thing that will probably never go out of industry would be the national park visitations, because millions and millions of people pay mass money to get reservations, plane tickets, bus tickets, you know, family expense vacations, whatever it may be, to go out and see these places. And don't get me wrong, I totally
Dude, I've heard
understand that.
stories of motherfuckers taking out a kid's college fund,
Well,
son.
look,
It's like, we're
I get that, but my thing is, man, yeah, you can experience all that stuff, but you, like, even yourself said, and multiple people that we ran into down there or over there said that it's the with it being changing times. Yeah, not that many people are going out, but the quality of people that are going out now are just a lot more. They don't give a shit about the environment as much. They don't care about the people that are around there also trying to enjoy the environment. It's just
mm-hmm,
about, I want to see the best views, get the F out of my way, yada yada yada. And I
mm-hmm.
mean, how you can't even, we had to go up and around just to, enjoy a good view with a joint. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't. I mean, back in the day, man, I bet you'd be able to get, stoned all over that motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
But nowadays, it's like, man, you never know. And not only that, all the state park ranger people I've ever ran into are just like Uncle Tom's, dude. Just straight douchers.
Not
You're
all
probably
of
the
them.
cool. I mean, I'm just saying, your group is
Not
probably
all.
cool,
Well,
but
I was about to say not all of them, but what sucks is most of the ones that are cool get stuck doing either the late nights or the second shift.
when there's
So the
nobody there,
ones
yeah.
that you run into in the morning when you're checking in, the ones that you see, those are the ones that have been in the business for 45 years. They're tired of everybody's shit, or they went to college or whatever. They feel like they should be getting more. And don't you just made the same face that I already made, because don't you even get me started on the fucking bitch that was there the last time we went, dude.
Dude, that was instantly on my mind. I
I'm
won't. I
telling you,
won't get
I
you started, but yeah,
swear, dude,
that was crazy. I was
that
tripping
was
on
fucking
shrooms.
the
I was no
wildest
help at
shit.
all.
The rudest motherfucker. Yeah, that shit was wild. But yeah, there's definitely people like that, but most of them are cool. But that's why I said most of them are behind closed door. They're literally just day to day motherfuckers like all the rest of us. Like,
That
they ain't
type A
trying to fuck with you.
personality.
Yeah, like, they ain't trying to fuck with you. You ain't trying to fuck with them. That's why, I mean, in 90% of the time, it don't happen. I know me and the group of people I was always around that was working in national parks, we done our damnedest to stay the fuck away from people. I can promise you. I can promise that. Like, we done our damnedest to stay the fuck away from people. Like
You
when
guys
we
are real
started
nature
going
guys.
down a group, like I can't hundreds of times we'd be going down a trail, see people coming from way down the side and start pointing something at the top and walk off the trail, act like we was fixing something until they walk by.
Mm-mm-mm.
Like we would go out of way or fucking outside motherfuckers, dude. We was born to take care of places like Yellowstone, but we wasn't born for all the motherfuckers that come in there. And
Interesting.
eventually you drive us crazy and we turn into old dickheads like the people at the front gate.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember
Throwing fucking trash
what
all
his
over
name
the
is, the
ground.
character that plays that chief from Super Troopers, but that's
Yeah.
who that would, I feel like that's the picture I get in my
So, and
mind.
dude, to picking up trash was the
Chief
fucking would
Chief
be the
Grady or
fucking
some
death
shit,
of me.
whatever his name was. I can't remember what his name was on the show now, but it was something like that.
And motherfuckers that come there is rich because when they was I'm talking motherfuckers would leave trash. And I'm not even talking just trash, dude. Like, I'm talking whole ass campsites. Like, you had enough money to just buy this shit to come here once and then just fucking leave it. You don't even take it home with you.
Right.
They come there and they buy it once because they came in on a plane or something and they can't take the shit back with them. So they'll just leave a whole set up campsite and we're just like, what the
That's
fuck,
crazy.
dude? Yeah, I'll do like whole ass the garbage and shit that you find there is fucking retarded. That's the most important. The most shit that's going on in Yellowstone is motherfuckers picking up garbage. Y'all are fuckers.
Damn New Yorkers. I'm just kidding.
You think it's the New Yorkers?
I don't know. I'm just
It might be
shit.
the New Yorkers,
I'm just
man.
talking shit.
It
It might
could
not
be.
but it just reminds me of there's the cartoon episode you always see where it's like the New Yorkers come in on vacation and they just fuck shit up. Just trash everywhere, brawls at the bar, just Jets games on, whatever. But
and Montanians go around there doing whatever the fuck they want, and the people from Wyoming, whatever the fuck
because
they want.
can though.
I don't even live there no more, and when I show up, I'm stomping my feet. Whatever the fuck.
So was Peculiar Parts the first thing you'd ever written? Like, I don't want to say like artistically, but like in format to do anything. Like
I didn't
this,
even
like
do the
media,
OGT.
news.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, definitely, yeah, without a doubt. I never really, I had no interest.
Poems for Brewer in school.
Nope, I had no interest in writing, reading, any of that shit. Actually, still is terrible. But
not much. Yeah, that's about to say. It's one thing you told me the other day was you don't like doing the research for Peculiar Parts, or that it gets tiresome doing all of it.
But you get to really. Like Faded Thoughts ain't even that bad for real. Really, Faded Thoughts is worse. And there is some peculiar parks that are bad, but most of the national parks I know a fair amount about. Like
Was it the writing then? Or was it Faded Thoughts? I don't know.
It's the writing for sure. It's the writing and reading, dude. Without a doubt.
Writing and reading.
The fucking bane of my existence.
Bane of your existence. So with the...
I'm gonna hide in the fucking woods and grow pot for the rest of my life.
But you want to be podcasting now, so how are you going to podcast from out in the middle of the woods?
I would retire.
Retire
if
from podcasting.
If the pot growing came right. I'm just kidding. I won't retire.
So we'll go ahead and bring that up since you're already talking about it. When did you decide that you wanted to take... You know what? I'll start at the very beginning, bro. What was the very first seed you put in the ground? Which plant? Or which flower? Or which vegetable?
I don't even know.
Was it a sunflower? Or what was those
like seed?
Yeah, like, dude, like...
oh, yeah, that's easy. We used to grow them on the farm back in the day. It was called the fake farmer's property. This guy owned a bunch of property and used to rent it out to my parents and or my grandparents, I guess I should say. And corn. As without a doubt, corn and beans we'd switch back from for every year. And then once we got to Montana, it was wheat, nothing but fucking wheat. I farmed so much fucking wheat. I don't want to look at another piece of wheat in my life.
No, I will ask real quick because I tried to make, when I was writing this episode up, I tried to make sure I didn't use the word farming too much because that is apparently a...
But I'm a hillbilly and you can't help it.
Well, it's a term. Well, not even farming because what you do at Savage Brain is you cultivate. Like in cultivation, like there's definitely a clear distinction between cultivating and farming.
I prefer to be called a florist.
A florist?
Yes.
All right. Well,
and that sounds super funny, but I prefer florist because It is Savage Brand Cultivations, but eventually I'm hoping that's going to end up getting changed, and I'm going to be an entire forest because, like I've been telling you and everybody, I
Oh yeah,
eventually
yeah,
want to
yeah. The
grow
whole
everything. Like I don't want to
swing.
just have
Yeah, I know.
pot. I want to be like, you want some Christmas trees, you
You're
want some
trying to be
fucking
the medicine man
yeah,
from back in
yeah,
the
you
day
want some
type shit.
fucking red cedars, you want some motherfucking
Yeah.
yeah, anything, tulips, goddamn water lilies.
See, that's pretty dope. And see, that's why I was just telling this man the other day because for anyone who doesn't know this either, I would implore anyone who's got a mechanical malfunction or a mechanical how to or what should I do type situation, hit this dude up. I've been trying to get his ass to build a Tesla coil, but
You're trying to get me
the
killed.
funding's not there yet. The
I'm trying to
funding's not
get the
there yet.
funding's not bad. You could build a little like I could build one I could build one. You could build a Tesla coil, and anybody could do it. It's not just
I
me,
know, but it's
but
not that simple, bro. Like
it's
it
very
is,
simple
but it's
actually.
not. For some dude, I'm telling you, it's not. Like it's really not that simple, though. Like to find the electromagnetic fucking whatever that thing is, all true north and all that other swam shit. Like the big Tesla,
Oh,
not the little coil
see
shit.
that's then what that is right there, and I hope that some electricians or older plumbers or somebody listens to this and laughs, gets a good laugh out of this. But what that right there is that's just repetition. That's all that is. I don't give a fuck where true north is. When that motherfucker sparks up, it's gonna show
No,
me.
I'm just saying the true north is the thing that they
Yeah,
say. Like even the
yeah,
pyramids are on
yeah,
true north.
uh
It's
huh.
the Earth's magnetic or the
Yeah.
electrical
And then
field,
what
or
they say too, like, and it could be a myth. I've never made one, but they say like the Tesla coils, those are the way you'll get shocks from, and then it'll send it a certain way. Like there's only two ways that it'll go.
yeah. But is
On the neutral side, yeah, like so it's a whole.
all the diaphragms that we saw of people that have made them don't harness the energy. They just produce the electricity flashes or the current
Mm,
between.
it's tough. You could charge like a phone charge. I could charge. You can make one that could charge a phone pretty simply, but on another level. See, the thing is, and why it gets hard to harness that power in like a housing type unit is because you then have to create something powerful enough to hold and harness the energy as that
Right.
sends it
Which
through.
you could do that too. So don't sit here and act like you couldn't come up with something that
You
could make that
could
shit work. You could with these
potentially,
potentially all these ideas, bro. This man, when he comes to you and he says, "You want the good news or the
you
bad
could
news?" The good
potentially.
news is always this dude can fix
I
it.
can fix it.
So
Yeah.
it's so always when it comes to situations and he says that to you, just know it can be fixed.
I
The
just
bad
done
news might
Elijah's.
suck.
I just done Elijah's bearings in the parking lot today, and his tire. He pulled up and they had a note, and they wanted $889, and I was like, "Man, you hook me up with a little bit of weed when you get some weed, because there's down and out." I was like, "Next time you go, I ain't gonna tell all this shit, but
Yeah,
where you
yeah,
go, and fucking come
yeah,
back and
yeah,
get your
yeah.
shit. Hook me up with like an ounce or something. I got you." Pulled all the shit out. He's like, "Bro, they said you need a hydraulic press," and I was like, "I shit you not. I wish I would have recorded it on
You
some real
need to
shit. No,
start
I wish
doing
I
that.
would have, because." He's like, "Man, they was telling me you need a hydraulic press and everything." And I was it's like, I mean, technically you do. And his eyes was getting all big. His old lady's like, "Well, what the fuck are you going to do then?" And I was like, I mean, you need all, but what you really need to do is know where to hit it. And I fucking put fucking
You just need to
ratchet
know
set
where to
on
hit
it.
it.
I put a ratchet set on it, and I tapped that bitch with a hammer, and that motherfucker came out the other side, and I put his bearing in the freezer for like 5 hours, and the metal shrinks, and then so that motherfucker just slid right in there, and then yeah, it was nice.
Wow,
So,
wow.
it's
See, that's the
ideas.
stuff I'm talking about, dude.
It's idea trials and tribulations. The only reason I can do that is because I fucked it up,
That
man.
should be your saying for savage brand
Dudes, hey,
cultivation.
since the
I'm not even
trials and
gonna lie to you.
tribulations, hey,
I'm not even gonna
man,
lie
you
to
know what's funny? I got to tell this story because I ain't telling nobody. This one's a shout out to my older brother, Tyler. He was in Montana. I shit you not, dude. And I will send motherfuckers video. Tyler's got videos and pictures of this shit. And his ass wanted to go fishing. We was at this reservoir. And we was at my mom's. We drove like an hour and a half in Montana to this reservoir, and it started snowing. I don't know about how much people know about like the north and shit, but it started snowing. Like when it starts snowing, that shit snows in a motherfucker. Well, after they fucking got that shit, or after we got there, it started snowing, dude. So we hung out for a little bit, and like after, finally once we got like phone service and shit, they was like, it's not stopping. Like you're supposed to be like 2 foot by morning type shit. We got to go, this and that. Well, it's cold as fuck outside. I'm talking negatives. We had a tent and everything. We was fishing in a motherfucker.
Fishing.
And yep, fishing, dude. And I was pissed. They don't get me wrong, I was pissed, but it was my big brother. Like I went out there with his ass, like whatever. And we started leaving, man. Before we even got off that motherfucker, before we even got out of the fucking the reserve, there at his fucking caliper popped. We was like, what the fuck was that, dude? Just clang, 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 clang. We didn't know what it was off the bat, but I knew it was something to do with the tire. So we pulled over on the side of the road, and I'll try to explain it quickly the best I can. So around your rotor, you got your brakes that you squeeze in and stop your
Right.
car. Around them, you got your caliper. Them calipers held in by two
Yeah,
bolts
yeah,
in the
yeah.
back.
I
And
actually
one
know
of
what you mean.
his bolts snapped.
Oh, shit.
So, because I'm assuming because how fucking cold it was, it snapped when he had hit the fucking bump. So his caliper was breaking the fuck off, like smacking against this shit. And dude, we sat there for a couple minutes trying to get a hold of people. We had no service. I shit you not, it was like minus 20, minus 25 degrees out. And my stoned ass, I was just sitting there hitting a bowl, dude, and it fucking lighter would barely light. It was so cold outside, brand new ass
I
lighter.
hate that
And
shit.
I walked over there fucking to the fence, cut a piece of this dude's cattle fence off. And right as I was about to do it, I was like, I bet this bitch is about to shock me. And I was like, well, dude, I said it too. And I was like, I feel terrible right now because I'm about to ruin this dude's fence. And I did. And if you have the dude that does it ever listens to this podcast, I'll buy you a
He's
new
probably
fence.
dead, to be real.
Yeah, that's probably, yeah, that very
To be
well
real.
could be it. Yeah. And it was, but they had the electric on the top. So I didn't take it from the electric part because I was like, fuck that. So I put a fucking cloth around it and pulled the electric part off the rest of it because that's what they had done. What they do is they'll make the electric part and attach it to another fence, like just let it lay on it. So then the whole fence is
Yeah,
small
yeah.
electrical, but that's the real. So I pulled it off, clipped this part, and then man, in the middle of the snow, took his fucking tire off, wrapped that fucking cow wire around where the bolt goes in the caliper, twisted that son bitch, and I grabbed another one. Like I actually had two more, and about halfway through, we made it halfway home, and it snapped. And then I had to put a new cow wire on there, and then we made the rest of the way. I'm like an hour and a half away, dude. A Montana hour and a half away, too. We're talking 80 miles an hour on the highway. Like it took us like 2.5 hours in the snow, and it was like almost 100 fucking miles. Like and we made that shit off of cow wire. That was the funniest shit ever, dude. Me and Jody was just talking about it because Jody was home. As soon as we got service, they was all like, "Where the fuck have you guys been?" And I was like, "I was just laying in their car in 2 foot of fucking snow, putting a cow fence around a caliper." It worked though.
That is
Just,
insane.
just don't give
That's
up.
what I'm talking about.
It's
See,
ideas.
and those stories like that
Nobody's
is why I
perfect.
started doing this shit right here, bro. Who the fuck?
Nobody's perfect. It's just
Who
ideas,
the
dude.
fuck?
You got to
You
think.
would have thought about a cow wire.
I would like to think anybody would.
I would have never thought about that. I'd have been pissed as fuck that I'm out there in the cold. That I even for what? First of all, you to go fishing. You got me fucked up. I would
Man,
not. You got no way in hell would I be going out there in negative 20 to throw a fucking line in the water. First off, so I would have never been in that situation. But had I
we
been in that
did tear
situation,
up Burbot that night
I
too.
would have
Ling,
been
Burbot,
pissed.
whatever you call them. We tore them up, and we brought them home too in the broke down car. Those my son bitches was good.
Uh,
And they was. They sure was. But that's about, yeah, no, that's the end of that story. We ended up making it home fine. I just had to share because dude, that was one of the wildest car stories. I got a lot of car stories. Everybody fixes. I fix a lot of shit, but that was about the wildest one,
yeah,
car
that's pretty
wise.
insane. So when did you start growing weed? I guess marijuana.
See, that's a tough question. Like, by myself,
And did you always have a green thumb with it, like this corn and wheat
yeah,
and beans, where you're always like on the spot
yeah,
with it, like got it, got it, got it, not a big
yeah.
deal. I mean,
And it's not.
are they easy crop or?
It's no, dude. Plants are basic. I mean, there's only I don't know. Like I say, I mean, and remind everybody that we're talking about 2 or 3 subjects that I'm real good at.
Oh
Everybody's got.
shit!
Well,
Did
no,
we
that's what
even
everybody's
explain
real
why
good.
you wanted to be called a florist, or did we? And did we ever?
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
Yeah, because
okay.
like I said, I don't want it to be just we like. I want to be like for people to listen to this in like Cincinnati area, like Bezacs and shit like that.
Oh,
Like
okay.
you walk in
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
can get fucking goddamn Christmas trees. You can get red spruces. You can get fucking lilies. You
You
can
want to
get
get
roses.
everything.
You
You're
can
trying to
get
be
whatever.
all
Yeah,
about
like
it.
I'm gonna have fucking
Weeds just like the cash crop then.
yeah. Well, we honestly we just came because I was able to get my cultivation license, and it's big money to do that shit right now. That's all the fuck it was.
You don't think it was
Flat the
big money
fuck
back
out.
in the day when it was all black marketed?
Mm.
No.
No, I think it was too easy to get caught back in the day when it was
Well, I
black
guess I should
marketed.
ask you that too. Is the cultivation license the strict fact of why you started growing in a sense to make money? Because
No,
like in a sense,
no, I started as soon as it became legal for me to cultivate that much. I started doing it more out in the openly, just for the fact of that it was. So that's what I was about to say. Like to go back a little bit too, like 18 was like 17, 18 was my first plant by myself, but that's because it was my first house. Like my family
did
had
it
been
die?
growing weed. I don't think I
Can't
can't
remember.
remember the last. No, I was about to say I can't remember the last pot plant around anybody in my family that's died. Last plant around anybody in my family. It's my family. That's what I was getting at. Though, like, 'cause like, dude, my grandma and them when we was younger didn't even smoke, and they would grow that shit,
Oh,
and they would just fucking. They would. I'm being dead ass serious. They'd grow it, making it into teas and shit like that. Like when Grandpa would grow his,
oh hell
even
yeah!
Grandma over there would make them into like teas and shit, and then fucking like literally everything. My aunt fucking B, she don't fucking I ain't gonna say her full name, but she yeah, my aunt B, like she never fucking smoked. She would grow it so then she could take it out and fucking I don't even know what she done with it. She made well now being said like she made like ointments and creams and shit. So like as everybody in my family's always been growing, like my dad and my mom never obviously grew. But my mom has a garden, like you seen her garden that they got out
Right.
there
So
in
your first
Montana.
plan was like for
So
recreational use
mm,
though. Like you're like I'm gonna plant this so I have free weed.
I mean, me when I got here, yeah, like when I got my own house, yeah. When I was younger, we just grew. I never got none of the shit that we grew earlier. My dad and all of them got that. My dad didn't smoke weed with me till I was 18.
Right.
Flat to fuck out. Like, and I would see him
But
hit the
you were
shit, and
recreationally
he would know. That's
smoking
what I was gonna say. He
prior.
would know. Like, I just didn't do it in front of him. He
Right.
didn't do it
Respect
right in
that.
front of me, and that was like it. Like, but like he knew, and that's what my mom did too. My mom don't smoke, but we've always grown everything like back like fucking corn, carrots, peas.
So once it became legal, it just made sense to cash in on the expertise.
Oh, it's just not worth. It wasn't worth fighting it. What it wasn't because I ain't now that I got a cultivation license, I got leverage, I guess to say, to grow in size. Before it would have been all my money and all my investments and shit in it. And anybody that fucking knows me knows that by no means am I a fucking rich man at all. So I can't afford to do like a whole cultivation setup by myself.
Right.
Like this shit that I got going right now, I've easily spent more money on this than any grow,
Venture.
yeah, for any fucking period, yeah. But I really started loving it. Weed. I really started loving. I love growing everything my whole life. Like I was always out in the fucking garden when we was growing up. But weed was with Lion's Heart when I started to. I was a master grower while we was in Montana. I helped him, and that was when I really start like seeing weed actually grown, and it ain't even about the money. It's just about growing your own weed. Like I'll cultivate more to be able to sell
Definitely
it
more
because why
about
not?
growing my
I
own
mean,
weed,
no,
but
to not to me. Yeah, I was about to say to me, it's about growing my own weed. To some people, I'm sure it's money. I know it's to some people it's about money. You can tell by what motherfuckers use to grow. I mean, I've been doing it for like what? I'm 28 now, and probably the first plant that I helped put in the seed, water, harvest, and trimmed all the way through, and helped. I definitely stole like a bud or two off of it too, so I got to smoke it. But like it was like family shit. That's what I'm saying. Like it's family. Like we all just
right.
had a room in our house that was grown, and then in the summer it was the greenhouse outside. Like but it was probably 12, maybe 11, because yeah, that's when my parents split up, and that's when my dad started doing it just at his house. My mom didn't do it no more.
Mm,
So I know the first one that I had done there was together. So like 11 or 12, and then about 2, 3 years later, they had ended up splitting up. And then my dad had one of them old houses over there in Cincinnati,
right.
right outside Arlington. So we had way more motherfucking room than any normal family. Unless you got 9 kids, you don't need one of them now. Like we had 2
Right.
rooms in the attic, 2 rooms on the fucking, or 3 rooms on the second floor in the fucking kitchen, 3 rooms on the first floor, a fucking basement with 2 rooms in it. Like there was enough rooms in that bitch to do whatever the fuck you want. We could hide from each other, not see each motherfucker's face. We had 2 separate kitchens. It was made to be like a duplex back in the day, but my dad had got the whole house.
So where does the Savage brand name come from?
Him, my dad, it was Charlie Savage Brewer. And that was his middle name. And was his fucking dad's middle name, his grandpappy's name. I'm sure his grandpa, from as far as I've ever heard, Savage goes as far back as fucking males go past my dad. And CJ got it. That fucking punk in the woods, dude. That's why I
So
always
you
tell him
upset about
he's got
that?
to know. He's just got to be the one to do it. He's got to be the one to carry on the name and name
Mm-hmm.
a kid out. He's Charlie Savage Brewer Jr. He's got to do he's got to continue.
You got to have a third.
Yeah, I'm Timothy Charles Brewer and Tyler's Tyler Davis. So we ain't. There's a see. It's got to be him.
It's got to be
dude.
him. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he's
Too old. I'm
for
hitting the age.
for any of the bachelorettes out there. Make sure you hit up old CJ. I think he's in Montana at the moment.
Give me a couple years. I'll be able to pay for the wedding. Give me a couple more harvests. I'll pay for the wedding.
So what makes you? I would say you just said, but what made you think that your brand, like you actually just said priorly, how you don't have the money to be doing this, and then even the investments that did come in weren't like substantial grow up funded shit. So what makes you think that your brand's going to stand out from the grow ops that are already in place, that are getting the funding, that are getting
in the most respectful way possible? I don't give a flying fuck. You already know what I'm about to say. I'm trying not to be mean about it. I'm really not.
Yeah, but I gotta ask because to be honest with you, how many average Joes have cultivating licenses in Ohio?
Not many.
And
Yeah.
how expensive is it now?
It's a lot now. Yeah,
so
I think it's like 80,000 for the application.
And it's funny. I want to because I was watching that documentary earlier, and it's weird because it's like there's always seems to be.
My bad.
It's all good. There always seems to be giants going at it, like in different industries, whether it's entertainment or fucking sports, whatever. And there's always like the little engine that could, you know what I'm saying? Somewhere in the background, growing until it just fucking makes it across.
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do different, and I'll tell you what will set me different, apart from every growing place around here. Is I'm not. Honestly, if you have a college degree, I'm probably not gonna hire you. In the cultivating thing, because what I'm looking for, I ain't looking for somebody that's went to school and learned on paper and done a couple cultivations in a grow environment with a teacher and shit that they can ask what's going on and how can they fix it and this and that. But no, that's why I know that's about to say. And you gotta have HR. I'm just being, and I'm not saying I won't hire one. I'm just saying I'm probably not.
You're funny.
Because there's more down. Like I said, I'm trying to say it in the nicest way possible, but I don't care if you take any down home, good old fucking motherfucking dude. I'll just stop there. I had a couple more words I was going to say, but we'll just leave it there. You take some fucking old hillbilly out from the middle of fucking nowhere that's been growing pot and growing his family shit for 10 years, and you put him in a room, same environment, same seeds, same everything in front of them from scratch. I'm talking from scratch. You don't get to buy this Fox Farms ass shit from the store. You're doing this from dead ass scratch. And then you put 6 motherfuckers in a room that just went to 5 years of school to learn how to cultivate. I'm guaranteeing on my bottom dollar that the hillbilly ass, moonshining ass motherfucker that's been growing shit for his grandpappy and their grandpappy and their grandpappy in front of that's been growing shit for their entire family is going to grow better pot, better tomatoes, better corn, better anything than anybody that's coming out of any of these colleges will be
So
able to grow.
I will actually, I would willing to bet that in most cases you're right, but at some degree you would have to see someone who wants to go to school for it, who's learning for it, who has a passion for it, creating a better
Yeah, that's what. Well,
product.
that's why I said at the end. That's why I said like I'm not gonna not
Well,
hire
I know
you, but that's
I'm
what
just
like.
giving you a hard
But
time. I got
that's
rough a
not
little
like a
bit.
lot of other schools. Yeah, no, you know for sure. A lot of other schooling, like a lot of other places that hire shit, they're like looking for that in their thing.
Right,
That's not
bachelor's,
what the fuck I'm gonna be
associates,
looking for.
fucking.
Like
You're
that
right.
don't honestly like that don't make no. You ain't. I ain't paying you more. I ain't paying you less. I ain't no like I don't. Because that's a job that motherfuckers have been doing forever, and they can continue to do just as good, if not better, than everybody I know that knows how to grow good pot. Everybody that ain't calling me and asking me questions about growing pot is motherfuckers that's been doing the shit for 10 years. They're not only growing pot, they're also growing their carrots, their corn, their fucking all their shit that their family's fucking eating on. And that's just how like that's just it. Like there's motherfucker people really do, and I don't think a lot of people like I've stepped a lot away from it since I've been in Ohio, but like people don't. That's some motherfuckers' lives, like literally day to day lives. Like I know a lot of motherfuckers and a lot of people I still talk to that day to day life is doing nothing but growing shit. Like so, am I proud of you that you take care? Like me, even my situation, right? My shit situation, what I'm doing right now ain't shit on what some of these motherfuckers got. Like Gino and them, and my fucking grandpas and all them out there, like their cornfield, all that shit you seen across my grandpa's land.
Right,
Like,
right.
I ain't got shit on it. Now, once I get to the point where I'm doing fucking hundreds of acres and I'm fucking doing multiple different things, I'm saving everything. I got 100% fucking excellency rate, which I'm getting there. I'm 12 for 12 in there right now with the fucking plants
Nice.
that are going. But uh, then it'll be something like that. But for now, I'm not even close to one of the best people that I know that grow shit. So that's how I know that all the motherfuckers that are calling me, they're really not even close to the best. That's I mean, just keeping it real, and they'll learn. I say it to every one of them that call me too. Like they're always like, my fault, man. I feel so dumb. I'm like, no, don't feel dumb. Like you're calling, you're asking, you're trying to learn the shit. Like don't feel dumb. Like everybody, shit. I was calling somebody and asking them the same shit I'm asking you
So
fucking
speak.
12 years ago.
So speaking of like ignorance to things of that nature, do you ever find it funny that some of the laws and shit like that hampered the citizens' ability to do things like that? Grow herb, grow certain plants to help
I'm
with other
surprised they
stuff.
passed it anywhere. Yeah. I'm surprised they passed it anywhere. And if you want my honest opinion, in 5 years, I don't think there'll be no home run farms for real left. I'm going further than just pot. Like, I think that they're slowly trying to buy
Well, yeah, dude.
Kroger's.
Did you
I
see
mean, you
that,
look at all the farmland that's owned now, trying to buy Kroger's, Myers,
bro?
Walmart, all them
We're
motherfuckers,
gonna,
instead of buying their own shit, or instead of growing or buying shit from motherfuckers, they started growing their own shit,
bro.
and
The effed
that's
up
it.
thing about that is Meyer and all them don't buy it. They
Yeah.
literally are renting it out from
Uh,
like the Mormon Church and Bill Gates. Those two
uh,
people, I swear to God,
uh,
own literally like
uh,
90 something percent of the
uh,
fucking farm
uh,
country in America.
yeah.
Those two
That's what I'm
entities.
saying. It's just forever going to keep going that way, and it's going to be the state that you're in. Like here in Ohio, we're in Ohio, 5 years, maybe 10 at most.
Gotta be telling people location.
That's
I'm
all
just
right.
talking shit.
Uh, 5, 10 years at most, I would say. That's I hope not, but my personal opinion, unless something changes rather quickly, it's happening in front of us right
Yeah,
now.
I'm low key trying to be out the country in
They
5
take
years.
more and more farmland every fucking year. Like, and if they can't take it from you, they accidentally drop a tanker on it and ruin it,
Damn.
or it magically catches on
Damn.
fire. Like they're gonna take it,
What a mic
but
drop though.
they're
That
gonna
so do
take
you
it
think that
either
that's what
way.
do you think that's what those train derailings had anything to do with these last couple of train derailings over the last couple of years?
Maybe I don't
Question mark,
know.
question mark, question mark.
Maybe I don't know. There's a couple of them that was out in mid farmland,
But it
like
destroyed
the one in
livestock and farm.
Palestine. What was it?
Bro, it
That was
was
went all the way
Palestine. How
down.
weird is
Yeah.
that? I
Went
didn't
all
even
the
put
way
that
down
together,
through. Yeah.
man. Palestine.
It went all the way
Ohio
down
and
through, and that
Palestine
I
North.
actually know a couple people that got shit fucked up down here in New Richmond type shit
Yeah,
from
yeah,
the
yeah,
water run up because that water runs off.
yeah.
It's not like we don't have no choice. Like as much as motherfuckers want to bitch about, that's the worst part. That's the part that I don't want to be at, and that's what I will be at is to not have to depend on that shit. As much as we all
Right.
sat here and
Yes.
talk shit about, oh, I ain't drinking that. What could you really fucking do? If you was dying of thirst and had no choice, what the fuck did you do? You have no
Let's
options
start
but
a
to
fire
drink
and boil
water.
it.
Yeah. I mean, no, that's, I mean, dead ass, but the average person ain't got, the average person just talked a bunch of shit about it and then just done it anyways. And that's the same thing, dude. It's the same thing with everything in the world. The fucking Epstein list that we're seeing right now. Oh, I remember fucking social media outlets. We'll burn the whole fucking country down. We'll find everybody. Let me find out such and such is on there. That shit got dropped and ain't nobody done a goddamn thing. And magically half the motherfuckers that got dropped are incarcerated or fucking dead
Or
now.
dead.
Fucking imagine that.
You know, I think it's crazy because we're going way off topic here, but the thing that drives me crazy about all that is we're just living in a different time, man. I mean, they've came out and said that they literally killed JFK. That the literally our government bodied CIA killed a president, a sitting president of the United States.
Dude, they don't give
Dude,
a
they
fuck.
released that shit to the public not that long ago. Dude, and nothing happened. I mean, there's
Uh,
no outcry, bro. If they would have released that shit in the '70s, '80s, we wouldn't be.
oh, yeah.
The United States would look completely different, bro. I'll
Mm-hmm.
be completely real with you,
Mm-hmm.
because his
Dude,
assassination, man,
a
led us to
lot
a
of the
longer
shit.
Vietnam War, led us into a lot of other shit. I'm telling you, dude, it would have been an entirely different landscape right now, and it's kind of scary to
90% of the
think
shit
about.
that they do right now, if they would have done back in the day, people wouldn't even have came here. Like a lot of people came here. Like I was literally just listening to. I'm going, bro. I'll think of it here in a minute and bring it up, but I don't want to kill time. I was listening to somebody. Some famous motherfucker was doing a podcast the other day, and I was listening to them talk about it. And they're like, people came here from like England, and all that to get away from taxes, and
Yeah,
look
I
at us
saw that.
fucking now. Like, and
We're
I mean
actually
that's the
paying
God
like, what was
honest
it, like a
truth. Like, I mean, well, that's a
275
yeah, like
percent increase in
yeah, like
taxes.
you
Yeah,
ask
I saw that.
everybody why they came here, and they're like, "What the fuck?" Like that's you can't even really do it, and it's because we keep implementing more shit and dumber shit along the way. Like they just done like we're doing, dude. We're flat out doing and when I don't give a fuck. Like one of the things they're doing right now, I don't give a fuck who it is. Kanye West, fucking Joe Biden, Joe fucking Budden, Donald Trump Jr.,
Well,
fucking Ivanka, the motherfucker, they're taking people off the ballots for the thing.
yeah, that's
That's what I was saying.
crazy.
Dude, I don't give a fuck who you like, where you're
That's
from, or what the
crazy.
fuck you got to say. Like, they're just blatantly doing flat out whatever the fuck they want
Pretty
right in front of us
unconstitutional
now.
shit. And
Well, dude,
nobody's
and
doing
that's not
nothing
even, I
about it.
was about to say, that's just the beginning of
And
it,
if
dude.
you
Like, we
even,
literally just proved if I could have, if 150 motherfuckers answered this podcast and said, let's go, I would, dude, I'm
dude,
being dead ass.
you are
I'm
getting
being
us
dead ass fucking
off.
serious. I'll go straight to any motherfucking Capitol building that was as close to my fucking residence. Well, dude, I'm being dead ass. We real life just watched and got told right to our faces that there was an entire island for years that motherfuckers was stealing your children from. I ain't got
Mm-hmm.
no kids, so I can't say
Mm-hmm.
mine. Your children.
You're right.
We was taking your kids, selling them, killing them, and motherfucking
Who knows
raping
what
them,
else? Yeah, torturing them,
and
doing
probably
other
on some
shit.
real fucking shit. Probably you don't even know. Probably tossing them in the fucking ocean after they was
Yeah,
done because they're in the middle of a fucking island.
doing some weird
And
shit.
what the fuck did we do? Sat the fuck down and shut the fuck up and listen.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Oh yeah,
that's like
yeah, it is pretty insane. Yeah, you're right.
my,
You're right.
we ain't gonna
It's a
wear
different world.
90% of us is all talk. Nah, that's far. That's fucked up. I ain't mean that. I take that back. 60%. 60% of motherfuckers out there is all talk. When it comes to like shit like that in politics and shit like that. And what I mean by that is they're just all regular set, they're all regular base, they all are in their mindset, they ain't never gonna change their shit. They don't nothing. Like motherfuckers like I was fully interested. I was like, I don't, you know me, I ain't fucking basing nothing. I was fully interested. You seen me in here on the TV when Biden was running for president, watching his campaigns and shit. I'm all for it. Anybody that wants to run for president, do it. But then I started seeing this weird motherfucker sniffing and touching and kissing on kids' necks and shit. And they was airing it real life
Yeah.
ass national television.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't gonna lie, the first time or two I seen it, I was like, oh, what a nice guy. And then the second time I seen it, I was like, wait, did he just kiss that little girl's fucking
Right?
neck?
Yeah, like what the
And then the
fuck?
next time I was like, did he just whisper in her ear? Like,
Yeah,
what the
what
fuck
the
is
fuck did
he?
he say?
And then like he was touching little kids' asses, everything. Dude, he's doing whatever the fuck
Yeah.
he wants on TV. And motherfuckers is real life, like, I don't give a fuck. He's better than Trump. Trump said that he would touch a girl's vagina. And then we got Trump over here, like, grab her by the foot. Dude, the whole thing's a fucking show. It's like we're
It
in a
is a show.
sitcom
It
for
is a show. I
aliens.
think it really. I don't know if it's for aliens, but it's definitely been a. It's definitely been a one of the
I think
biggest
Nikola
scripts ever
Tesla
written.
and motherfuckers like that are on another planet watching us like these motherfuckers, dude. Is
I
this
think they killed
watching
those
us like,
cats because of that the stuff that they were finding out.
nah, they
Tesla
didn't
was,
they didn't kill him. Come on, be real.
dude. I'm gonna be honest
They
with you.
kidnapped their ass and made them work in their
Well,
fucking
they didn't.
governmental fucking
I
facilities
don't
till
think
they
they
died. Fed
technically
them
killed
bread and
Tesla,
shit.
but I found like when I started doing research into Tesla stuff, and like everyone knows about, he made the Tesla coil, and bro, they don't know about all the extra underlining stuff about how J.P. Morgan was obviously funding him.
Hmm.
Dude was banging J.P. Morgan's daughter, and then when uh, Tesla, when it's essentially in the betrayal of his life or whatever, the documentary that's got Ethan Hawke playing him, which was phenomenal piece, by the way. That's why I was so pissed off about Leave the Earth Behind. You don't put those star actors together and give us dog shit, regardless of the fact.
We
But
should fucking leave the earth
I was
behind.
pissed about that movie. But he plays him so well, and basically when he tells JP that, oh, I can give all this electricity, blah, blah, for free. By the way, I want to marry your daughter. He was like, oh, hell to the nah, dude. And then he cut that shit off instantly, cut it all down. I mean, it was done. He lost his funding and all this other shit, and then he ends up funding Edison. And then, bam, you get the electric company shit. And that's what I think is really weird about the startup. That's why I don't think we live in a democracy and stuff like that. And I haven't for a long time now, man. Like, that's why the new American dream to me is to get the fuck out of here. Because dude, at one point it may have been the greatest experiment of freedom in the world,
Mm-hmm.
but dude, it went off track somewhere. Like whether it was the military complex, whether it was the religious fucking bullshit, whatever it was, whenever it was, I'm not sure. But whatever happened, it happened, and we ain't been able to get back on track since. And I think my honest opinion is it's the whole two-party system shit that got kind of like bought up by the lobbyists, and then it just turned into a fucking money grab shit. But at some point, dude, you have to realize that most of the problems that we are dealing with now, and the generation before or after us is now dealing with as well, racial issues, policing issues, governmental fucking debauchery bullshit. Like, dude, the fact that you can turn on the fucking TV and they have hearing after hearing after hearing after hearing, paid by our tax dollars, by the way, hearing after hearing after hearing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm glad that they're starting to expose all this shit, but it shouldn't take 30 years, 40 years, 50 years of unsealed documents. And they even brought that up the other day on another show I was listening to about how the CIA and all these guys sealed the documents of the JFK assassination until, whatever year it was supposed to be, because everybody would be dead. Most of the people would be dead. Nobody could be held accountable. You know what I'm saying? Just the agency, quote unquote, could be held. You know what I'm saying? And by then it's like,
What the fuck's
whatever the fuck
anybody
it is
gonna
going to
do?
be.
Yeah.
But that's the biggest problem with our politics is you'll always see big issues arise. You had women's suffrage in the 20s. You had the civil rights movement in the 60s. You had, all these other, you had the peace activist movement in the 60s as well, which, garnered national attention, had the Columbine shooting, all that good stuff. But what you kind of see the trend is these issues arise, these big movements start, people are starting to come together, or these things are starting to collect or, connect and get, and start getting traction. Bam, war pops off. Bam, this happens. Bam, that happens. You know what I mean? Like, and then you got half the fucking people that gave a shit are getting forced to go somewhere, do something that they don't even half the time believe in. And then the other half are, either forced
Mm-hmm.
into doing factory work for the war effort or doing this or doing that,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it may be. Then generations and generations
Whatever
of
they're
men
told.
are getting killed and died off, man. And by the time it's all said and done, a new political party's in power, whether it's the Democrats, Republicans. they've got, they're like, oh yeah, we'll deal with this problem. Bam, they're dealing with this problem, yet give no fucks about the other problems, or they're even increasing other problems. Like Biden's fucking speeches in what was it, the 70s or the 80s or whatever it was, where he was like, just this little bit of cocaine or crack cocaine will get you 5 years. And then his son's out there smoking that quantity for breakfast. You know what I mean? Like, dude, get the fuck out of here.
They're starting to find the shit in the White House.
Yeah, and that's
it's like
another
a TV, dude. We're living in a fucking TV.
That hearing I was watching, I think his name's not Ron Paul. What was his name? Oh, damn it. But he was like asking the DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, about all this shit. And he was like, how in the hell can you not tell us who left cocaine in the White House? Like, next to Israel, this is the most guarded place in the fucking world, damn near. Like, what? And you can't tell us where this bag of cocaine came from? You can tell us where this street level, dude, you can tell us where this prostitute that got busted with this little rock came from in Juarez. Exact fucking shipment, serial number and all, but you can't tell us where this bag of coke came from? Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Oh, dude, and I mean, it's the truth, though. Like, all that shit's a sitcom. They got a TV for just the elites that just shows them walking around the White House like fucking dick faces.
Right, everybody in there all the time. They're like,
everybody
I wonder
in
what
there.
we can get them to believe this
week. Dude, hell yeah, they are. And it's a lesser of two evils. And I think that's the funniest part about it is I think like every 10 years, they're like, all right, let's let the Democrats be good for a couple years and the Republicans be assholes. And then they just switch. So we're forever fighting. Because 10 years ago, this one was the best, but 10 years before that, this one was the best, and now they're the best.
That's because I think rising stars in each political party.
Yeah.
Like,
well, no, that's as long as they do it like that. I just said real quick, they do it like that, just so we're always going to argue it who the fuck's best. Like, everybody's always going to be. It's just another way to split shit up. Like,
well, I'll tell you this, personal belief, you shouldn't be even considered to be allowed commander-in-chief unless you've served in the military, period.
I think that they should just get that shit the fuck out of there, and we have a group of people you vote for, and the one that wins is,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's never about the votes, and people can say it is, it's not, whatever. That's why I laugh at my grandparents every year, because they're like, they're the proud people that wear those buttons. I just voted and shit. I love it. I get it, but dude, it's wild to me. The fact that women's reproductive shit was on the ballots and stuff like what are we? It's just the 1800s, bro. Like, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Like, that's the last thing on my mind right now. Like, that's the last thing on my agenda for what we should be talking about right now.
Really?
Period. I mean, for real. And this whole Biden and Trump thing, and I think that's what shook up the whole dynamic was the fact that this dude that has no political experience, he wasn't never even a fucking, a mayor, a senator, a congressman. He wasn't never even a goddamn dog catcher type shit. You know what I'm saying? He's never worked for a state agency ever. Right. And he just comes in off the street and he's able to win a presidential election.
Do whatever the fuck he wants.
I think that shook some shit up. And that's what I was going to say right before we started talking about all this political shit was fun little snippet for you. I got a dude of mine. He goes by Beast. I haven't really got to his name yet, but he's running as an independent seat. And I think it's Vermont or Maine, but he's going to hop on the podcast here in a couple of weeks and he's going to give us what his belief. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, that's slick as hell.
So that'll be exciting. But back to the whole back to Savage brand. Do you? I hear you have your own little Coca-Cola recipe, man. That you've kept on wraps, and that is pretty.
The most important thing in it's crack.
Well, I was gonna say that. I wasn't gonna say crack, but I was gonna say without getting into too much detail. How did you figure?
I'll get into all the detail I want. I don't think they'll be able to make it.
Well, I mean, if you want to, but I did have in here that you were going to be selling it because that was one of the biggest things you had talked about when wanting to do this. Was
I'm definitely putting it up.
Your magic soil is going to be out there for the public.
My magic soil, my magic syrup.
Syrup, yeah.
Like my the soil's good. The soil's good without a doubt. The compost teas was the best. Yeah, both of them. Yeah, both. The compost test is the compost tea is the best. That's what I'll get into. I ain't gonna tell motherfuckers too much about the soil.
Which one are you gonna be selling?
Both of them.
Oh, okay.
Both of them. And like I said, they'll both have the ingredients on. The soil is just too much. The soil, there's like probably like 25 different fucking things that go in it. The compost tea is my choice of compost, which is there's hundreds of different kinds. I like to use bat guana, but and then worm castings, and then kelp, and then I add one more thing, and that's
That's
my
the
secret.
Coca-Cola
Yeah,
recipe
that's my
secret.
secret.
I love it.
Yeah, I ain't telling you, motherfuckers. And I'm gonna put it in trick words too, so it's gonna be on the ingredients technically, but you still ain't gonna know what the fuck it means.
Now, there's another thing that I've been hearing about too is the how-to manual.
Yeah, I do got that. I got a couple of them wrote. I just need to get more in depth with like different ways I'm gonna do, like, cause I'm trying to do one for everything. So I want to do one for like feminized, one for auto flowers, and then one for like feeding, what feeds are the best, what shit like that. And then because like I use all the shit that I use here, I make. Obviously, I order other people's products
Right,
and
but
shit to
you mix
make
your own
mine.
concoction.
But yeah, everything that I make that goes into mine, or everything that goes into mine is completely fucking made. Like
Premeditated.
I might be on, yeah, me and you joked about it a lot, but it very well is probably true. Like unless they know that I'm a cultivation company, I very well might be on a watch list
I'm
somewhere
telling
for
you,
the
dude.
amount of shit that I
I'm
make.
telling you.
Like,
That's why I told this man. I was like, you got to be careful with what how the quantity and then the routine of what you're ordering because they're gonna fuck around and raid this bitch one day if you're looking for bombs and they're gonna find shit. That's
mm,
fucking weird.
they're gonna find a bunch of weed. But no, that's what I just order it all from base, so I can make it myself. And that's another thing that goes back to just old home remedies of shit that I learned. Like you see me make my aloe tea all the time
Yeah,
for
which is
my
pretty solid
teeth.
as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's real good with infections. Like if the world ended tomorrow and you got shot, I'm ripping my aloe plant out, and you're getting a little bit of aloe in there. Just to
nice
fight the
aloe and mud.
infection off. Yeah, I'm gonna tape an aspirin to it and put some.
Tape and aspirin too. Hell
Put
yeah.
some aloe in there, tape an aspirin to
And
the
see that
top, and
real quick question for that was you brought up the asthma thing. Do you think that the legislations that are so harsh on multiple, not just any, I mean, it's not just weed. I'm not. I mean, there's multiple plants that can help with multiple different remedies and stuff like that. That I mean, culture has used them for generations.
right.
That got outlawed. Now, but do you think? Sorry, I cannot talk. Do you think that is because they wanted people dependent on the pharmaceuticals brand
Hmm.
of things?
Yeah,
Like, oh,
that's
eat this pill, eat
100%.
this pill.
Yeah, I
There's
mean
always something
everybody.
wrong.
Everybody I talk to about it looks at me like I'm a conspiracy nut. But yeah, no, that's without a doubt. I don't think there's any question more about it in the world. They want you to have to depend on them, and they don't count on the average. It's the same thing I just said to people 10 minutes ago. I know you ain't gonna take the 10 minutes to figure out how to do it yourself. You're just gonna buy it from me.
You're right.
And that's what I mean. If you want to learn how to make it yourself, I ain't no dickhead. Message me, and I'll explain that shit. I'll explain it. Well, I will.
Buy the manual.
Like yeah, that's what I mean. There'll be
I'm
that,
just talking
but
shit.
well, no, dude, that's not.
I'm just
I
talking
could
shit.
sell a manual. I'm telling you, I could sell a manual on how to do everything that I do for $5, or I could sell everything to do what I do exactly how it's done for $1 million, and more motherfuckers would try to buy the one for $1 million than they would try to buy it for 10. There'd be very few motherfuckers in the world that want to do the shit for themselves, in my opinion. I don't see that many people fucking doing it. Nobody actually. Like I've already posted and talked to you about it, all kinds of stuff. I get all kind of like that one that I just posted some dumbass shit about something I can't even remember. Got like 15,000 impressions, but when I posted about like my how tos and shit like that, motherfucker got like 2 likes and one question. And the one dude that messaged on there, I messaged him right back and told him exactly what the fuck to do. Now he's gonna be growing the best pot in his town.
And that's what I don't understand. Would you say that the cultivation community is an open community? Like it's very helpful. It's very,
It's
hey, yeah, I'll
split.
show you how to do this, or is it very like gatekeepy?
It's split by age, like a lot of things in life, but it's split by age. So I would say like, and I'm normally considering people my age out of it, but I grew up with older people, and there is other motherfuckers like me. So not everybody is what I'm getting at, but I would say about 80 to 90% of people under the age of 40 don't, or under the age of 30 is what I meant to say, don't want to listen to anybody that's already done it. They already know how to do it, yada yada yada, the whole 10 yards, like it is with anything, when you're younger most of the time type shit. And then people that are 40, 30, 40, 50, shit like that, oh yeah, they're helping each other out by motherfucker. Like, I don't know a single farmer that actually owns land and runs it, that like if when it hits cold, like for example when them frosts and shit would come and it's coming in too early, all them motherfuckers will team up and help each other harvest all their lands before the harvest, or before the frost will hit, because it'll ruin their shit. I already got my shit harvested. Technically, why, in a 25-year-old's mentality is, I already got my shit harvested. Why the fuck do I care? Why am I going to go out here and negative
Yeah.
20 and help
I
them
saw a
harvest
really
this
cool
shit?
video
Like,
one time of these two farmers. It was a farmer and his neighbor, who was another farmer, obviously, but it was a field fire or something, and it was just ripping across this dude's
mm-hmm,
field. So they were cutting ahead of it to try
mm-hmm,
to, slow it down and stop it. And I mean, dude, it was just cool as fuck to see. I mean, obviously they
mm-hmm,
were
yeah,
like,
oh yeah,
it
yeah.
was like
Mm-hmm.
chaos, but it was still,
I was about to say, I already know what you are.
really
They
cool to
cut
see
it
the
off.
love. Yeah,
Yeah, they cut it off, which it can still burn through
yeah.
that, but it's able, if the ground was saturated enough or they got their sprinklers on, that's enough to put it
It
out.
wasn't killing crop,
Yeah,
but I'm
it's
sure it
enough to put
ruins
it
the
out.
soil and shit. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so that they were literally cutting it. Like, I think it
When
was like,
shit used to burn on fire in Yellowstone, we used to moderate it. That's it. We wouldn't for real try to put it out, because once shit burns down and grows back, it grows back healthier. Like, it's good. Like, the nutrients and all that shit you get from a burn is good. Like, if you got like grass plants, like anybody that's got grass plants out in their yard this spring when they come up, instead of the early spring trimming, like you'll see people cut them all the way down to nothing. Instead of cutting them this year, burn them. I bet you $10,000 they grow back greener and bigger than they ever have before in their life.
hmm,
And that's just like a trick that the nature.
the green thumb
Sometimes
trick.
nature always knows what to do. And that's why I tell people, like, people will always see little shit. Like, I even said it to you when you was like first looking at a lot of the plants. You was like, what's this, what's this, what's this, what's this? And I was like, nature will take its course. Like, did I not? They're like, I was like, it's a little bit of this, but it'll be
Yeah, I was
fine. And
interested in the.
well, no, I didn't mean it in a bad way, but I'm saying every time I just kept doing the same thing I do, and every time nature takes its tour. Like, every one of them's different. Everyone, nature, you got to learn to adapt to nature when it comes to shit like that. When it comes to any kind of growing, any kind of farming, anything, because everything's going to be different. Like, fuck, I grew them hot peppers outside this year, or them sweet peppers outside this year, and we got that cold. We got that cold, or last year we got that cold early. I ended up having to pick them early. They barely ended up fucking growing. Jody ate them motherfuckers like hotcakes, like snacks. She just cuts them up into slivers and eats them. Oh, then this year around the same time, I was getting ready to harvest them. I left them out there for a couple of days longer. They got bigger, and those fucking caterpillars all went out there. I think I showed you
Little
a picture of that
bastard.
big ass green caterpillars. Was all over all of them, and I lost every one of them besides like two of them. And I didn't have hundreds of them out there, but still, like, I've only had fucking 20, 30, but I only ended up with two of them because of like 2 days decision.
Right.
And that's shit that you think about. And like, you talk to any farmer or somebody that's done the shit through repetitions, they'll tell, like, that's the shit that they know. For example, like, if I called somebody that's been to college right now, and it's only been to college, only seen shit in the college form, hasn't been out yet. And I was like, man, how do I get rid of powdery mildew? I bet 9 out of 10 times, every one of them is gonna be like, you need to get this oil, mix it with a little bit of neem oil, mix it with a little fucking vinegar, and then spray it on the plants twice a day. Do it twice a day for 4 to 5 days, yada yada yada. You grow somebody that's grown 5,000 pot plants, I'm gonna be like, turn your fan on high, you fucking idiot. Like, that's so like, it's just like shit. It's
So you're saying that, uh,
everybody's got different ways to do shit.
right,
Like,
right, but like, I was trying to think of like a funny way to put it, but I can't. Like, so expensive learning comes with expensive,
habits.
well, yeah, expensive solutions.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
interesting. That's an interesting theory.
Turn your
I
fan
like
up.
that.
It'll go to
That's an
fuck. It's
interesting
just
theory.
fine. Like, if you have your fan on high, you won't get powdery mildew.
So, do you have like any tips or anything like that for people who are just growing, say, 1 to 2, plants in their fucking bedroom window just to, have some weed to smoke on.
Take it outside.
Take it outside. I mean, obviously not right
Every
now
day.
because it's fucking
Yeah,
January.
don't do it. I mean, I don't know where you're living at, but if you can take it outside during the day, do that shit. And I'm being very detailed because you said by the window. So like, fuck letting it
Well, I'm
sit
just
by.
saying in
Well, that's what
general,
I'm
or
saying.
else,
Like, fuck yeah,
you
no,
think
I'm
about
being
somebody who's just growing little fucking mom
yeah,
and pop,
mm,
little kid made at school fucking
yeah.
flower pot. You know what I mean?
To
Like
go
they're
to
probably
Home
putting it by a
Depot,
window.
yeah, go to Home Depot, get you a grow light for $25, just a little bulb one. Set it right on top of that motherfucker and grow it anywhere in your house. Or if you got it by the window, if you live in a sunny place, put it by the window, put it outside. But don't you? It all depends on what. If you're growing an auto flower, you can get that feed for 2 to 3 month soil shit. If you're not getting an auto flower, don't. If you're getting auto flower, you can get that soil, but you just got to constantly keep feeding it. And that's what a lot of people forget. Like, you always got to feed it. I mean, dude, and you can technically, some of the best pot plants I've ever seen grow, I don't want to say best, but biggest, I'll say for sure. Some of the biggest pot plants I've ever seen grown, the only thing they fed that shit was with banana peel water the
Really?
whole time. Like, they made their soil and shit. Like, I mean, not exactly like I made mine, but a little bit. Everybody makes their soil pretty much the same way. They like
Well, I mean, come on.
really
I mean,
well.
obviously. But everybody's
That
got their own
really
amounts that they put
grows.
in of
Yeah,
different shit
yeah,
and this and
yeah.
that. And like you have
Mhm.
your own little recipe and shit,
Mhm.
that little additive that you put on. Same thing I feel like with, chemists that make shit or a
Mhm.
baker or a fucking chef filet, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Everybody's got their own little seasoning that makes their product the thing that stands out or their product better.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah. Once I
So
get
you're saying grow light and out of fucking pet and child reach.
and believe to it and sing, I
Sing
don't
to it.
give a shit if it's out of child's reach.
Well, come on, man. You gotta be.
We're in America, son. Come
Oh my
on.
god.
No, I'm just playing. Keep it out of your child's reach. Keep it out of your dog's reach, most definitely. We love the dogs.
For anybody that's trying to start doing podcasting, anything like that, you got any tips for them? I mean, I know you're still learning yourself, but like,
The same thing that got told to me, honestly, is the only thing I can really say with that is you just got to do it. But a lot of people, whether, and not even if you put it out, like you ain't even got to put the first couple of them out, but like actually start recording and do it. And then you'll get to a point where you're ready to try to continue with it. Cause
would you
that's where a lot of people don't even get. I know like 3 or 4 people right now, and I really want to say their names, but I'm not going to, that want to start podcasts and they've been wanting to for a while. And they just won't. Every time we try to meet up, every time we talk about plans and shit to try to do it, never ends up coming through. And like one of them, he lives over here in
yeah, I know
Goshen
what you're talking
too,
about.
and he wanted us to do like his own like talk show host one and shit like that, and nothing. Like no, it was like when I actually wanted to show up with shit or get him to come over. It's like cricket, whatever. Like I get to that shit's nervous to some people, but that's what you can't do if you want to do it. All jokes aside, like the first 15 times I was on a mic is the last fucking thing that I wanted to be doing. And really, all jokes aside, it really was though because I'm a huge Bengals fan and I missed 90% of Bengals games the first year that I'd done the podcast because we always done them on Sunday. So I really no, like all jokes aside, like I really, really didn't want to be on the mic, but I've done it, and that's pretty much
Would
it.
you
Like
say it's the quality of the content or the amount of content?
I guess that depends on the show, really. I mean, honestly, like it depends on the show. Like and what I mean by the show, like what you're trying to do. Like if you're, and I'm talking about like every business here. Like if it's audio, I would have to say probably like yeah, the quantity. Like the more you do, the more you're out there. If you're like a photographer or you're in the video editing or photo
Quality for
editing,
sure.
it would have to be it'd have to be like quality, like one good ass fucking picture or one good ass video or something like that is all you need. So I mean, I guess it's different in what kind of like media fucking business type shit you're in, but
Which
audio,
audience you're trying to?
I would definitely have to say quantity. Like, because you can slowly get better and people see that. Like, people can see shit slowly getting better. I'm a firm believer that and it's not even just because I think it. I was firmly worried about it, but I've got multiple messages over the time that I've been doing it now where people are saying all the time, like, because I've clearly said on a couple Faded Thoughts and even the Peculiar Parks, like, I'm just worried about the shit sounding good. Like, I want to make sure that it sounds good to them. I'm gonna make sure it's not some annoying ass shit in the background. You know, I want to make sure it sounds good to the people that are listening. And everybody said the same thing. Like, everybody comments on this shit and says the same thing. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you don't have to sound good for me to listen to it. Like,
Content,
I get that everybody has different shit when they get
right,
going. Now they're like, if I'm listening to you for 3 years and you still don't sound that good and you ain't putting no effort in towards changing something, then yeah. But if
right,
I listen to 2 or 3 episodes and it's not the best shit, and then you switch it up and it's still not the best shit, at least I know you're switching it up, trying to do so.
right.
You
You're
know what I
trying to
mean?
do,
Like,
you're
that's what.
trying to
Yeah.
find your niche.
And that's what, like, a lot of people don't even think that. They try to get it perfect right off the bat. And you get, like, you can't. If you do that, you'll never start. That's what I'm saying. Like, you just got to start. And like I said, even if you don't release them, like, recorded a couple times. I recorded a lot of them by myself with CJ, two of them over there at Marcus's, before I even recorded the first one that I dropped, because
Right.
I wanted to figure out, like, different ways to do it and all that shit. Like,
Different formats, way to
yeah,
approach,
yeah.
etc. Well, you said something about there not even being any mom and pop stops for growers in 5 years. But my question was, where do you see Savage Brand and Albo in 10 years? But since you don't see them being around in 5 years, where do you, what's the future for both your? You gonna end up doing some kind of like mass cultivation florist company, or are you gonna
The
take
future
Albo Audio
for
and start growing it into like an actual production label thing, or
create movies.
who knows? I mean, like, well, that's what I'm
Hell
asking you,
no.
man. I don't know why you're asking me.
Hell no.
That's my question for you.
Hell no. I'm gonna do Albo Audio. Like I said, it's I don't really got a plan, and there's never really been one. And honestly, I kind of like it that way because it's just the way they run. I know that sounds cliche, I guess, but like I just kind of roll with it because it's already went in so much. If I would have made a plan from the beginning, I would have already went so much further than it. To be honest, like, and I know that probably, like I said, that sounds like I would have never pictured. Like it, I think I said like 70 days. I haven't. They deleted our last Peculiar Parks, took that shit off. I ain't put one up in damn near
A
almost
year.
a year now. And it's still just when I looked at it the other day and we was going all through it, the past 30 days had like 735 plays. I remember on the first recording, I was getting pumped up on the second recording because 25 people had
I
listened
remember
to
that.
it.
Yeah.
Like, I never in my life had figured every 30 days, 730 fucking people would be listening to
Right.
it. So, like I said, I just kind of like to roll that where it goes. I don't really got podcast is my only plan with it. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess, like I said, I've said it a couple of times. I mean, I guess if somebody wanted to try to make like a short film, or somebody wanted to try to do
That's what
something
I
with
was.
fucking music, like whatever the fuck, like, I would try. I'll dabble
Well, that's
in
what I was gonna say.
anything,
Was
but
is it more of like, are you gonna be writing any more podcasts yourself? Or are you just gonna be taking on podcast, writers, and
no, I'll
they do
probably
their
write.
shows, and you're
Yeah,
kind of just like the producer
I'll probably write
type
a
of
couple
deal, or
more.
anything
Like, I
like that?
know, I want to write a couple more probably. I know I want to do a
Are you
conspiracy
gonna
one.
completely stay autonomous? Never try to get big business wise. Just always kind of do Albo Audio.
Yeah, I ain't ever going big business. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'll always keep it like homestead type shit. Like, I don't know exactly what, like, getting a fucking office type shit like that. No, probably not. I would much rather always record, like, just fuck, yeah, like, I
Yeah,
don't know. It ain't ever gonna be nothing like that, no matter how big, which ain't nothing crazy. A lot of motherfuckers that do, a lot of the big people that do that shit are doing it at their house and shit now. But, I don't. Yeah, no, I don't ever see. Like I said, I don't know where it could go. Like I said, I never seen it getting to where it is now. But I don't ever see it going to where, like, I'm getting an office or anything like that. Like, I think I'll just be doing a couple podcasts. Probably get like 5 or 6 going that I write, and then do other ones that other people want to do, and keep doing it like that. Savage brand is probably not always going to be weed. because they want too much fucking money for that shit. And
So
I
you're gonna
don't know
change it
where
from
we're gonna
cultivation to
be.
florist.
And no, I'll still cultivate and do different shit. But what I'm probably gonna make most of my business from is, yeah, I'm going to eventually with that is gonna be like a building that I just have hundreds and hundreds of different kinds of plants in there for people to come, like landscaping companies that are putting it up for fucking rich people with their houses, or people that want to come buy it and put it in themselves, or have a little plant for inside or whatever. I have them in there in buckets all over and fucking hire staff, water them every morning, take care of the fucking plants while they're in there in the buckets. I'll sell that shit, sell out. You can get all my fucking compost tea, my soils, all my shit there, all that shit, and then kind of go that route from it. And like I said, like I never really been like, I'll grow weed small time, not small time, like I'll let it get as big as it gets, but they want to be too involved with it. So like
Right,
to
right.
make it like a full am I ever going to quit growing weed? No. But to make it like a full company, no, I probably honestly, and this is like I said, anything could change tomorrow. Like especially if they ever bring down the licensing fee, then it could definitely change. But like as of now, I'm good until like February 27th of 2026. I think is what my license says. So after that, they're talking like 80,000 just for a
Yeah, but by
reapplication
then,
fee.
by
Yeah,
then
that's what
you
I'm
could
saying.
honestly, and
Yeah,
that's what I was.
we'll see. We'll
That's what I
see.
was
Like
getting at
if
with
it,
the big business in a sense.
mm,
If say tomorrow, obviously hypothetical, say tomorrow you get approached by whoever, one of the biggest fucking,
Jerry Rice,
not sure, and they come to you and they're like, dude, I had some Savage brand this or that, or I can't believe how well your fucking compost does, or I can't believe how well the soil works for this, or
Cat Williams liked my weed while he was
yeah,
doing a live
or
show. Yeah.
anything like that, or yeah, somebody smacking your shit on a live show, and they're like, yo, what the fuck is that? And they're like, oh, it's that, you know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? Your shit gets, and they're like, dude,
I'm gonna
I
hack in
will
the Riverbend and get the front row people and send them all Savage brand shit
see, but
so they can throw it up on stage.
they come to you and they're like, Tim, let me get a piece of this, and I'll give you, say, 5 mil or whatever to get a facility built up. I don't know how much, I'm just ballparking, but like whatever. But an X amount of money, yada yada yada. You got to give me this percentage until it's paid off, or even because eventually a lot of those you'll see what I've seen anyways. When that type of situation comes up, is it ends up becoming a partnership as it is. You know what I'm saying? But would you ever consider doing something like that? Or I mean, what if like an actual already established firm hits you up and like, hey man, we want you to come be like an executive bud tender, an executive fucking bud master, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. No, you would always stick
No
to,
to the second one.
but
For sure,
on the
cause I
first
ain't
one,
ever going. I ain't ever grown weed how anybody else wants me to grow it.
right? But have you ever seen that movie Savages yet?
Uh,
So help me God, I'm going to choke you
I
on the
don't think
fucking
so.
live show, dude. If you look at it, watch that movie. But in that movie, the basis of it is they don't want to buy Sean and Ben's product. They want to buy their grow methods.
Mm-hmm.
So is what they're doing is trying to have them come down to wherever it was in Mexico and teach the growers down there how to grow their product. They didn't want to do it, obviously, and that's where the whole movie, spins into the whole fun
Mm-hmm.
parts. But
And I agree with him. I never would.
you would never sell your knowledge for it.
Mm,
There's always going to be that little
yeah.
brewer niche.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
I
I got
never sell all my knowledge, and I'll never. Yeah, no, I won't do it.
gatekeeper here. I got three
I'll
more.
learn you along the way. I'd actually do it on purpose to be funny. I'm not even playing. I tell everybody, I'm like, all right, call me next step. And I make them call me because then if they remember everything by the time their plan's done, then they'll have the entire process. But I'm not even wasting my time unless I know you're invested enough to be able to do it. If I, like, I got, yeah, no. You
I
see
feel
how
like
much
you
my
learned
phone
that
goes
a
off.
lot, especially when you started doing a lot of your own shit, because people don't believe that it can work, and then they see it
Mm-hmm.
work, and they're like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
oh, let me slide in there.
Mm-hmm. Or a lot of people shit fucks up. That's what I know. Like a lot of people think growing weed's easy. And I mean, it's not hard. It's really not.
Well, to
But
grow quality though,
yeah, and
that's the day, because
well,
you can grow
and
quantity.
to not have accidents neither is the thing. Like I got I got
Like the cross
just the
pollinates and
12 right
stuff?
here growing, and I don't know a single other person this year that's been able to get bud off their plants at all. Like everybody else has ended up getting stressed out and turning male or hermaphrodite, or shit ended up molding out by the time they ended up being able to cure it and finish it. Like there's a lot more to it than just letting it go and growing and shit like that. Like when you start, like I can tell the people that have grown before from the people that haven't, because a lot of them, like when people ask me now, like I have my thing up, but the timing's the most important. So like right now, when you walk into my room, the temperature is always pretty close now with the heater and shit, but the humidity really don't matter now. When it starts flowering, the humidity is one of the biggest things that I want to pay attention to, because I don't want that shit to be able to start molding when it goes through. Thankfully for me, I know that that room always stays low in humidity. So even if the humidifier does go out, something does go south, it ain't going to end up getting in the area where it'll mold. And there's just like tricks and shit that I try to teach people along the way, that they just do their own shit and it ends up happening to them anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when I'm just like, damn, that sucks. Like I would
Right.
restart. Like, and that's really like that's about the only thing that I don't even stop helping them. It just pulls my attention away from one too, because I really want to help everybody be able to learn, but when shit like that happens, not so much.
I got two more quick questions for you, and I'll let you go, man. First one is, would you ever cross pollinate? Actually, it's three questions, and I'm sorry to lie to you. So, have you ever thought about cross pollinating strands to create your own unique Savage brand plant seed?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. I'm already in the
Which,
process
and the second
of.
question is, which two plants would you cross pollinate?
I wouldn't see. That's what I
Or
don't.
how,
I mean,
whatever the technical
I would
terms are, I'm
do. That's what I
sorry.
was about to say. Well, I would do. Mine's honestly probably going to be a lineage when I do that. So like
Explain.
so like you start with two of them, and then when you get that one, you mix it with another one. So say I had,
Okay,
just
which
off the
two?
top of my head, I have strawberry pie, white widow, runs, and Afghan Kush. I'll do the white widow and the strawberry pie first, and then that'll give me a mix between them. Then I'll cross pollinate that one with the runs, and then that'll give me, or I'll cross pollinate that one with the runs. That'll give me a three of them, and then you can cross pollinate it again down the road with one more Afghan Kush, and then that'll give it a four breed cross. So then you just created a lineage down the line of the quote unquote years of like our generations, our lineage. Like
Right.
it's like that, like
Third question.
grandpappies and
What would you
shit.
name it?
I don't even know. That's a tough one. Because honestly, like I ain't even. It would be something. It'd have to be a little ring off of what type of weed it is, and I don't know exactly what type I would do yet. I got 100 different types. Like all jokes aside, like oh yeah, literally 100 different types. I think I know I want the strawberry pie to be in it. That's about all that I know so far, though. I think I wanted to be something with the strawberry pie.
Fair enough, man.
And that's about it. Which is yeah, strawberry pie. I'm really liking. So we'll see.
Well, I'm excited to try it. That's a fact. I hope to see good things and good business and good things your way. I appreciate you letting me talk to you, man. I'm
I
glad I got a little
appreciate
bit
it,
more in
man.
depth stuff in your
Yeah.
knowledge there.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on, man, and keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
This shit's rocking and rolling, and I'm enjoying. Not only do I enjoy being on it, but I'm enjoying listening to them. So
Let the people know where to find your stuff, man. Savage Brand, is it
yeah, Savage Brand Cultivations is on Twitter and Facebook. Um, and shit, Instagram too, and then Albo Audio's Twitter and Facebook, and fuck, they're on Instagram too. Instagram's definitely my least manned one, I'd have to say, because I do, like I said, it's all home done, so I really run them all myself. I don't make enough money off of none of them yet, really, to be paying people. So
right?
everything's ran myself. So Instagram's definitely the least one, but.
And when will people be able to buy your compost and soil?
But they can buy my soil right now. The compost tea, I'm working. Honestly, the only thing that's keeping me back from the compost tea is I need to get some in a bottle to be able to take a picture of to put on the
Fair enough.
web.
Fair
Like
enough.
pretty much, I need to just make one, and then it's all of it's gonna be made to order because I just want it to be as fresh as it can be. So it's not like I'm not gonna have pre-sitting bags around here. Like when somebody puts an order through online, I'll pull the shit I got on the shelf to make it and start making it together. By the
Yeah,
time they get it, it'll still be wet, flat the fuck out.
that's
By the
fucking
time
awesome.
they
I
get
love to
it,
hear
it'll
that
still
though.
be wet. So, but yeah, no, I mean that's really it for me. You said no more
Nah, man,
questions.
that's it for
Well,
me.
no,
I do have a little. It's actually a good week if you're listening to the Skidoo Lounge because tomorrow we're doing Mr. Plims, who is the guy that does the NFL, or well, he's gonna be doing the NFL stuff. But fortunately, we won't get to hear all the juicy stories that we wanted to hear. Is what it is. Ain't
mm,
nobody too concerned about it. We'll still have him on and talk to
yeah, I'll still have
his
fun.
Discord branch and stuff like that. And then Sunday we're gonna have Kaze and Luke.
Yeah,
So that'll be exciting.
busy
And the
week.
cool, huh?
Busy week.
It is a busy week. The cool thing about those guys is, Jeb, that guy you already know, I've been
Yeah,
talking about,
yeah.
and then Luke, he actually he co-owns and operates a composting company or whatever in Minnesota or Milwaukee, I believe.
Hell yeah.
But they get all of like the messed up food from the stores and all that other stuff, and people bring in their perishable stuff that can be turned into
Mm-hmm.
compost. He turns it into compost, and then I think it does whatever with. He'll get more in depth with it hopefully when he gets on here and stuff like that. But I mean, so like I said, it's a good week, and then Faded Thoughts just released another episode right
Yeah,
yesterday, day
yeah,
before, something like that.
yeah.
I'm sure another episode will come out early in the week, and then hopefully we get to see Peculiar Park coming back. So should be an exciting 24 if you ask me. But
We'll see how
I
it goes.
appreciate everybody tuning in for episode 3, man.